Okay, I'm in the beat sequencer in GarageBand and I've put this beat together, and at the moment it sounds like this. Now you might think that sounds great, but you'd be wrong. It's horrible because there's no dynamics in it. It's actually the actual beats that I want, but there's nothing going on there and it just sounds like a big mess. So we're going to use these buttons down the bottom right to sort of humanize this a little bit. So we're going to start with velocity. Velocity is how hard the drums are hit. And that changes the volume but also the sound of the drums. So I'm going to pull the volume down on the kick drum. I'm going to run my finger along this snare like that. It's going to drop the volume down there. Then I'm going to accent some of these beats. Now you see if I hold, I get a bit more fine control of these. So I'm going to accent some beats there. And drop the velocity of those two, and that one I want like that. Okay, now it sounds like this. And hopefully you're starting to see the sort of thing that I'm after. Now, the other thing we can do is press the chance button down the bottom right, and we can change the likelihood of the drummer actually hitting these drums. So with those snare accents, I want them hit every time, but the other snare hits, I might want to mix them up a little bit. So I'm going to drop them back so that they're not hit 100% of the time. So maybe 90, maybe 85, some more than others. Let's just quickly mix them up. And definitely with this snare down the bottom, I only want that hit half the time. Same with this open hat and floor tom, half the time there. Okay, so now it sounds like this. Alright, now those of you who know this sort of rhythm, it's a sort of Iko, Dr. John sort of rhythm, know that there's a few little trills and fills in there as well. So I'm going to use note repeat. So tap that. This allows me to subdivide individual beats even further. So this one there, I'm going to turn that into 4 instead of 1. And same with the last one here, so 4 notes there. So now it's sounding like this. Okay, sounding much more like what I want. Next thing I'm going to do, and the last thing I'm going to do, is bump it up to 32 steps and then pop in here and change things around a little bit more. So might make it much more likely that that one is going to be hit and that one there, but less likely that that's going to be hit. So it's mixing it up, making it sound a little more human. We'll bump up the velocity of that one. So now the whole thing sounds like this. Hopefully that's a massive improvement on what I started with.